Cover letter. Cover letters are quite easy to write, but most of the time, it has been experienced that students get confused, and it was in demand to explain cover letter. So, in fact, when we talk about cover letter, a document submitted with a job application and resume explaining the applicant's credentials and interest in the open position. Let's start our today's video. Basically, a cover letter is a one-page document you send with your resume that provides additional information about skills and experiences related to the job you are pursuing. It typically includes 3 to 4 short paragraphs. A cover letter is important because it serves as the first chance for the recruiter to see qualifications and that make you a good fit for the position. Not every job application requires a cover letter, but it's good idea. It is a good idea to submit one. It if we talk about formal point of view, yes, it really looks very good. It is an ideal situation when you write a cover letter, a job cover letter, or any sort of cover letter. Uh, it sometimes its tones are different. We will discuss it in our upcoming slides. The extra effort not only shows the employer that you are serious about the job, but the latter differentiates you from other candidates. Most of the time, people, whenever it has been asked to send your resume without cover letter or job application, they forward it, which is, in fact, are not a very formal situation. It looks odd, so it's better because everything has some its etiquettes, manners. So when we talk about resume, along with the resume, we need to forward a cover letter or especially a job application letter. A cover letter is a short introduction to you that concisely communicates your interest in a job opportunity. Along with your top skills and relevant experience, it's important to customize your cover letter for each role to demonstrate that you have researched the organization's mission and values. It's very important. Once you are applying for your job, a very important thing is always research about that specific organization, institution, because in that situation a recruiter becomes happy that you know about that specific organization. If such situation prevails in exams, because when we are talking about real situation and imagery situation, both imagery situation for students and real situation for all those are applying for job. So, of course, during exam, if it comes, it has been asked to write a cover letter. And if you know about that specific organization, it's well and good. If you do not know about it, even though feel like you know about it, because it is an imagery situation. So if it is a real life situation when you are really applying for a job for a post, then you need to research about that specific organization, its mission, its vision, its values, its core values. Then you would be able to write a good cover letter which can stand you out from others. A good cover letter establishes a relation between you and the recruiter. Once you write a good cover letter which covers everything about the job, about the position, along with that why are you asking someone to hire you? Why are you so special? The next important thing is if you have already covered the core values of that specific organization or institution, then again, it creates a very good relation between you and the recruiter. Makes you stand out. Once you start mentioning about yourself in a proper way, and the way in which you basically express or depicts yourself in your cover letter, as much you will explain it in a better way, as much you will be able to stand out. As in the previous slide, we have already discussed. Along with these all things, one additional thing is that you must know about that organization as well. shows your desire to work there. It's very important. Discuss it, that why are you willing to join that specific organization, that it leaves a very good and long lasting impact on the recruiter's mind and heart and soul both. What to include in a cover letter? It is very important. A cover letter can include the most interesting and relative experiences and skills you have for the open position. Here are important details to include your cover letter. Give details about your current and past experience and how it directly impacts your ability to succeed in the new position. You may discuss about your experience, how much experience you are, and how you can be beneficial for that company, organization, institution. Pay close attention to the job description, which is very important. Most of the time, we believe we are the most appropriate person, but we do not focus on the description, job description, the demand which has been demanded. So, for good employers, it's a very important thing is that you need to know that what is the demand of that job. Might be possible, for instance, you are going through any ad which is for doctors, and you are a doctor, but it's not necessary that each and every doctor can fulfill that demand. So, via the job description, you need to focus what is the demand of the recruiter, what are they looking for, what are the different things they are asking for. So, job description and pick out the specific aspects of the job that you can compare to your knowledge. For instance, include numbers or percentage to specify your qualifications. For example, if you are applying to a marketing job that requires a deep knowledge of SEO, you might describe how you worked several successful SEO campaigns in your last position and trained 3 new marketing associates on SEO best practices over your 2 year employment or experience. So these things are very good addition. Don't go in its detail, hardly write 1 or 2 lines, which may give you leverage from others. Another important element or factor, meaningful anecdotes. Tell an interesting story about your experience with the company, industry, or the type of job. For example, you can mention that you have been a customer of this establishment for over 10 years, or that you have dreamt of working in this industry since you read an article in the newspaper last year. So what is this? Um, at some extent, we can say it's a buttering, but on the other hand, this is a technique, tip, or tactic to write a good cover letter. A call to action, a polite, open-ended call to action, such as I look forward to hearing more about this opportunity. So, type of words, sentences, phrases are good enough. A call to action means writes any prompt or any word like words, those can make the recruiter compelled to think about you. So such type of sentences, words, phrases, those are easy to understand, must be used. Shows your excitement and suggest a reason for employers to call you. Pick an appropriate voice and tone, which is very important. Write like yourself, but research the company to get an idea of what tone and voice to use. It's very important. The voice and tone you use for a marketing design company may differ from a legal consulting firm. Yes, of course, not me. It is because marketing tone is entirely different from a legal consulting firm. In the same way, the tone for a medical officer must be different from a lawyer or from an engineer, or maybe being a teacher. So you must know that what should be the tone and voice and words choices for different posts and different positions. Use a consistent format. A simple format on your cover letter can make your writing easier to read. Avoid distracting the readers by using neutral colors such as color, size, font. Sometimes we are used to use such type of things. Those are not good or appropriate. Avoid one more important thing. And what is that? Usually Arial and New Times and Roman. This is considered as a font rather than any style which is flamboyant or which is very unattractive or which is not basically in use for formal letters. So do not do this. Then another important thing is sometimes we are used to use very funky colors. Again, when we talk about formal writing, especially official writing, we do not use such thing. Either the situation is imagery, like in exam when students they write, or it is our real life situation. So in real life situation, we need to be more careful. Read the job description. Very important. We have already discussed before writing our letter. Read the job description closely to understand what the employer is looking for an ideal candidate. Pick out cover letter keywords. It's very, very, very significant. You need to focus that what is given in the ad, what is the demand of the recruiter, then use those specific terms and words as a keyword of your cover letter. So pick out cover letter keywords that emphasize the skills and experience you have that are beneficial to them. Means you will play with words. Pay attention to instructions. Some employers instruct candidates to answer specific questions or provide certain information in their cover letter. Be sure to read these notes carefully. Before writing a cover letter or job application, please, please, please make sure that you have already gone through each and every aspect of the ad or the requirement. Unfortunately, sometimes either we talk about in real life situation or for students, they do not focus what is the demand, what has been asked, what are the questions those have been asked. Once you have failed to answer each and every question in a satisfactory manner, it's mean it might be possible you will not get an opportunity there. Address your contact correctly. One more thing. When we talk about a cover letter is the very first introduction of yourself because you are not there, but your letter and whatever you have written in it, your words are bridge between you and the recruiter. So that's why you need to be very you need to be very sensible once you are writing a cover letter. Okay. Address your contact correctly. Sometimes the hiring manager's name is not available. Sometimes it is not mentioned to whom you have to address to. In that situation, put the company's name at the top and then address the letter as dear hiring manager. So it depends, or even before the company's name, you can even write the hiring manager, company's name, and city name. And when we address at the time of salutation, dear hiring manager or respected hiring manager or esteemed hiring manager. Diversify your word choice. Try to use more creative word variations such as tenacious instead of determined. And begin with an attention grabbing starting sentence. It's very important. We need hook everywhere. Either we write a paragraph or an essay or a letter or an application or whatsoever. Hook. Hook means grab attention grabbing starting sentence phrases. Such type of things are always very impressive. Like determined is a very common word now, but rather than determined, if we are using tenacious, it is more formal. So once we are in formal situation, we need to use formal words. Formal vocabulary is very important. Because unfortunately in our system, we are failing to provide our students such education where they can understand what is formal and what is informal. Keep it short because it's a formal letter. Formal letters are always shorter in its strength, in its length. The length of your cover letter may ultimately depend on the number of details you include and if the employer specifies a minimum or maximum length. Be as clear and concise as possible to illustrate your qualifications. And remember that your cover letter is a more personal representation of your skills, not a reiteration of your resume. So please always keep it short to the point, but it is a skill to write anything, either a cover letter, job application, anything, summary or paragraph. It is an art. And every genre has its different demand. When we talk about the demand, so please at the time of writing, official letters are always shorter in length. A cover letter answers the question of why you or why a hiring manager should invest time in getting to know you and what you could bring to the organization and role. You have to depict yourself, you have to mention yourself, you have to sketch out yourself in such a manner in cover letter that the person who doesn't know about you, he or she start he or she starts thinking about you that he or she is the most appropriate one, or he or she can be the most appropriate one for my organization or institution. So it's all about your cover letter, how you are going to depict yourself. Cover letter is a written elevator pitch that's focused on results without the fluff. So this is the very first step where you are going to meet with your recruiter. Types of cover letters. There are four general categories of cover letters: value propositional letter, referral cover letter, letter of interest, and job application cover letter. Uh, Throughout in this video, we have basically focused job application cover letter because it is in use normally in our real life as well as for students' point of view. So in this video, we have tried to focus the demand of students as well as real life situation student people as well. Job application cover letter. This is the most common type of cover letter that candidates use to apply for a job. This traditional style includes details about your professional experience that are relevant to the requirements of the job post. It's also an opportunity to explain details that aren't in your resume, such as an employment gap, a career change, and the reason you are excited to work for a specific company. Another important thing, sometimes situation prevails, especially in students' life or in exams, where a job application letter has been asked, but they do not demand for the resume because in real life situations, resume along with job application. But in students' exams, especially exams point of view, uh, they do not ask for the resume. Either they ask for the resume or for the job application. So that's why by keeping these all pointers in our mind, we are going to discuss a few things in the upcoming slides. First, cover letter template, sentence address, then date. And whenever an address will be ended, it ends with full stop. Date, by the end of date, we have to also use full stop. Then receiver's address. Receiver's address, again, it is ended with full stop. Subject after subject, colon, and whatever your subject is, you are going to underline. It's very important. Formal letters without subjects doesn't look formal. Dear hiring manager, salutation. It depends if you know that person name or respected sir, dear sir, esteemed sir. It's all about you, how you are going to address that person. Then express excitement for the position, including the role, title, and the company name. Introduce yourself by explaining why you are applying for the job and how the job aligns with your career goals and what specifically draws you to the company. Explain your relevant experience and qualification without repeating what is in your resume. Highlight 1 to 2 relevant achievements with facts and data when possible. Explain why you would be a good fit for the company. And throughout, I think in the previous slides, we have discussed these all things. Optional address, employment gap, and career transition. It's optional. Keep one thing in your mind that it depends. It varies from situation to situation that you may change a few things, but please, it's pattern you have to follow as it is. Express gratitude, summarize qualification, restate interest and role, call to action, availability and preferred contact method you have to mention, like when you are available and what is your contact number, like such type of thing you may mention. Closing salutation, yours faithfully, yours sincerely, but do not write yours affectionately, your obediently, never write it, because obediently, this is a term we basically use for our parents when we are writing to them or to our teachers. In that situation, you may write to your own principal, but in other situation, especially affectionately, no, when you have affection with someone, in that situation, in formal situation, we mostly write yours faithfully. Even very in few cases we write sincerely. Better option is yours faithfully. This is closing salutation and signature. Your name if you are writing in real, but if you are not writing in real, if the situation is imagery, then you have to use imagery name. We are moving ahead. Situation vacant. This slide is especially for those who are appearing in the exam. Sometimes in exams, a type of ad has been given, and with the help of this ad, they have to write or compose a job application. Now, see, the problem is here. With the help of this, the following vacant posts are required to be filled on contract basis by suitable candidates. The doctors from provincial health services can apply through Health Department, Government of Balochistan. The date of test interview will be communicated later through provided contact details, phone numbers, or emails. This is the this is a, an ad. The ad has mentioned everything, whatever is their demand. So we have to go through the situation like in this ad very carefully. That name and post of qualification, BPS they have mentioned, number of posts, salary package, everything has been mentioned, how many seats are for male and how many are for female. By keeping this ad in the mind, a student has to produce, suppose a student has to produce a job application cover letter, or maybe in real situation, how we are supposed to write examination hall, city, ABC, because we have supposed an imaginary situation, that's why we have mentioned this way. But one who is writing in genuine, so he or she has to mention own address, then date, receiver's address, subject has been mentioned, application or applying for the post of a doctor. Then another important thing is, which has been mentioned here, that we have, all right, then salutations, sir, or respected sir, esteemed sir, body with reference to your advertisement in the newspaper dated 25th February 2022. Then we have used comma because this is what this whole part of the sentence is, in fact, a phrase. I have the honor to apply for the post of a doctor in health department. Then I completed MBBS from a renowned university in 2016. My degree is certified by PMDC because if you can recall, it was the demand of the ad that Person must be certified by PMDC. After completion of my degree, I started practicing as a doctor in a well-reputed hospital. So one of the demands was that 1 year house job practice. I am a dutiful and responsible individual because you have to mention yourself as well. I am devoted to serve my nation. I hope my potential skills and diligence will come up to your expectations. I will prove myself a good asset for your department. Right. Now here, what is this? You are trying to create such situation when you can receive a call. The problem is when we talk about exams point of view, in exam point of view, either a resume has been asked or a job application cover letter. So in that situation, when in exam, they are not asking for resume. So what do? We simply incorporate a few important pointers of our CV here, for especially for job application cover letter when we are talking about from exams point of view. My CV is as follows, like your name ABC. You are not supposed to reveal your real name because situation is imagery. You are appearing in the exam. And again, father name is DEF. We have, and in between we have used full stop. Email, you can see again, email is imagery abc@gmail.com because it's common @gmail.com. So that way ABC. Address, you can see the full-fledged address has been mentioned, but city has not been mentioned. So it's mean again it's imagery. With it doesn't matter, everything is mentioned and city's name is not mentioned. So it means this is imagery situation. Date of birth has been mentioned. I have highlighted with the red. The reason because when we talk about the date of birth, it's very important. It doesn't matter you are 16 years old, 18 or 20 years old, you're appearing in the exam, but you are basically in a, you are supposing these all things. Once you are supposing, so you need to think about it that a doctor along with such a experience, this or that, he or she should be 25, 26, 27, or might be possible along if they're asking for more experience, so maybe 30 years old. So please, at the time of mentioning your age, you are not supposed to mention your um right now age. Especially I'm talking about the students who are appearing in the exam. They have to set this age along with the experience and the demand of that specific ad or post. Qualification, as they were asking for the MBBS with 1 year house job, so it has been mentioned here. Experience, 5 year experience has been mentioned. Skills, can handle the work pressure enthusiastically. Hobbies, reading books related to medicine. Now, see, it's within no minute, many things have been mentioned, though the person has not gone in its details, but everything has been mentioned which was in demand. For students, it is a request to follow such type of pattern if they are asked for the job application. I'm looking forward for your kind consideration. Now see how it has been ended closing sentence. And if you focus, everything is aligned on the left hand side, left hand margin. Don't get confused. Should we move towards right, left, right? No, if you see. And this is aligned with the board pattern. Yours faithfully, XYZ. Now, very carefully focus here. In faithfully, I have highlighted a faith F. The reason students they did not understand that, please try to understand this point that yours Y will be capital, but when we talk about faithfully, sincerely, whatever you write, either obediently, according to the requirement of your letter. Here, this should not be capital. This will be small letter, faithfully, sincerely, small. And then comma, which is very important, and then XYZ, full stop. Full stop means one specific point has been discussed, shared, or now it is completed. So that's why yours faithfully, after faithfully, because it was in continuation. Comma mean continuation. Full stop mean point of discussion has been ended or that a specific idea is done. Like you can see by the end of city, by the end of date, it has been used. Hopefully, this video has cleared a lot of ambiguities, a lot of issues. Those were related to cover letter. I've tried my level best. Again, if you feel there is any ambiguity, you are always welcome. You can mention it in comment box. And if you will share your point of view regarding this, I'll be happy. And it will be significant for many people who belong to real life situation. Meanwhile, um, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.